Well, let's take a look at what is happening in the markets, and we start off with the JSE, seeming that the record highs that we saw in the US markets last week have not rubbed off on the JSE. Seeming that the local bourse is taking its cue from the rally pause that we did get from China stocks earlier on. So a sea of red over there with the all share declining 0.8%. The resources 10 complex carrying the bulk of those losses, declining almost 2%. The financial 15 there with a loss just shy of 1%. Industrial 25 edging lower by 0.1%. Let's take a look at what is happening with the US markets, and of course those markets coming off the record highs that we saw last week. Those were boosted by the blockbuster results that we got from Nvidia, seeming that those markets are extending those gains. Of course, quite a few economic data points that those markets will be looking out for this week, including the final GDP print for the fourth quarter that will be coming out on Wednesday, and also the Fed's preferred measure of inflation, the Personal Consumption Expenditures Price Index, and that's the PCE that will be coming out on Thursday. A sea of red there, S&P 500 up almost 0.1%, the tech-heavy NASDAQ leading the gains there. Advancing almost 0.25%, and the Dow up almost 0.1%. Let's take a look at the European markets, and those markets across the Atlantic there are trading quite mixed, with the FTSE 100 carrying the least of the losses that we are seeing there, declining by more than 0.1%. The CAC 40 edging lower by more than 0.33%. But the DAX there going in the opposite direction, bucking that trend with a gain of 0.1%. Let's take a look at what is happening with the currency scene and start off with how the rand is doing against some of the major currencies. We have continued to see weakness there on the rand, now above 19 rand 30 against the US dollar, against the pound at 24 rand 52, and against the euro at 20 rand 97. Let's take a look at how the other currency pairs are doing, starting off with the euro dollar at 1.08, with the pound dollar standing at 1.26, and the yen just below 151 against the US dollar.